guys, how are you? As usual, my name is Hamadi Murila. I'm back here again trying to teach you so many things about your kitchen. Yeah, but basically more on cooking. Today you want to do a deep fry kind of chicken that includes marination, and then you deep fry it nicely so that it can be a very nice delicacy for your dinners or lunches back in the house. Yeah, so normally, yeah, you can always follow these videos on Facebook on I Cook You Eat. You can check Instagram, you can check Twitter, and you can follow our YouTube channel, which is I Cook You Eat _KM. So I just want to start very fast by letting you know our process is fast. We are going to do a deep fried chicken. Yeah, but before all this, we need to know where is our chicken right now and why is it where it is. So apparently we had done our marination earlier. The main reason of doing marination earlier is because, especially for the broiler chicken, you need a marinade that is well absorbed so that your food is nice and tasty, and so that you enjoy something that is actually very tasty both from the inside and the outside. And to do that, you have to marinate your chicken overnight. And this is our chicken just from the freezer right away. You can always dispose this. So you can look at our chicken. You can see the marinade is well soaked, very nice. So we are just going to make sure that we separate the pieces. They are holding on each other because they are from the freezer. Yeah, and I'll tell you how we marinated this chicken. Why did we marinate it, with what and with what. So we are going to work on our this is our floor for work, our table. So I'm going to just separate the pieces. You can just use your hands to separate them, and make sure your hands are clean. So when you want to marinate this chicken, first of all, there's types of spices that you use. I've used paprika. Paprika is the magic marinade, maybe magic spice in most chicken marinades. So you have to use paprika. You must, but just to improve the taste, you can use black pepper. And then there are people who prefer the white pepper to black pepper, which is okay. So you can, I use normally black pepper. I use paprika. I use cayenne, which is very essential in the marination. And then I also use the chicken curry, which is a very good spice when it comes to chicken. Then I also add thyme, dried thyme. I add dried rosemary. Then I add dried basil or parsley. So those are the best that I normally use. Then you also have to put some salt. And for the marinade to soak and dip well, you have to marinate using cooking oil. You have to get your best cooking oil, which I'm sure most of you have got their own special brands. So you can always use that, so that first of all, it helps in the mixing, and second, it helps to push the marinade inside the chicken pieces, as the freezer also does its work. The importance of putting in the freezer overnight, also that very cold temperature in the freezer also helps the marination to work so well. So that's the basic reason for marination. And overnight is a very good period because it has a lot of time to actually work on itself and just make sure that it bakes. Now you can see each and every single piece is well set. We're going to place our chicken here. I'll just place it somewhere here on our cooker top. Then I'm going to take cooking oil like that. Then I'm going to heat the oil. The oil is going to heat for about 5 minutes because it has to heat until it calms down by itself slowly. So after that is now when you realize that the oil is ready. Most people normally turn off their oil when they realize that, or maybe they start putting in the chicken and the oil is not ready. And that's why sometimes you dip your chicken in the oil and it takes a lot of time to cook. Just like the way you have to prepare your oven by preheating before you cook anything else inside the oven, you also have to allow your oil to cook. Let the oil cook until it calms down by itself. It will make some noise, some bubbling noise, and then it will calm down, and you'll know, wow, now you are ready to go. So you're just going to give it a few. Because you're going to deep fry, you can see that you have set our cooker to almost not very maximum, but in a way that it's moderate enough to make sure that we don't also burn the chicken with a lot of heat. Yeah. So we'll allow it to cook and heat well. And as I've always advised, the reason why you have to undergo all these processes when you're dealing with white meat, I've said in many other platforms, white meat is very poisonous. If you don't do it well, the worst food poisoning you'll ever have is white meat. So make sure that your white meat pieces are well marinated, well absorbed, well cooked, and always wash them with, maybe wash or use clean hands when you're doing your work in the kitchen. The hygiene is very important in the kitchen. At no stage should you find yourself using dirty hands or using dirty appliances or dirty oil or whatever. Make sure that everything is well set. That helps you to have a nice finish when you're doing your meals. So guys, we are back. You now realize that our oil is very well cooked. It has gone to the level that is very silent. So we are just going to take a piece of each chicken. Now you can see that tells you the oil is very well cooked. You have to be very careful when you are dropping the chicken in the oil, because you can burn your fingers. So you don't drop from very far and not very close. Just a distance enough to ensure that you have everything that. Then you always have this spatula to just make sure that now they fall in the right places. You see the way it's cooking, it means the oil was very much ready. If we had done that earlier, maybe earlier than the right time, you'll have realized that we'll have done a very short job, because now the oil will be a big challenge. So you also have to give the chicken time to make sure that it cooks well, and to ensure that the oil hits until it gets to the inside of the chicken well. We're not going to disturb it now. We're going to give it time, and then we're going to turn it. Make sure you give it enough time, especially when it's cooking at this particular time. We're going to turn it like around 4 times. So the maximum amount of time we need to actually cook the chicken to make sure it's well cooked is about 6 to 7 minutes. Or depending on the amount of oil and the amount of chicken you're cooking, you can even go to about to 10, sometimes to 15 if you put so many pieces. But you avoid putting so many pieces so that you allow the chicken to have its own space. Each piece has to get access to enough heat and enough oil as possible. Don't put pieces on top of the other. So because we are almost done, as that happens, we have to get our plate for putting the chicken. And the number one thing that you're supposed to do is to line the plate with the kitchen paper towel. This helps to absorb excess oil from the chicken. So we're just going to line it up. We're going, first of all, you wipe it. As much as it's clean, you never know what has touched it in the process of doing your work. So after that, you're going to line it twice. Can you do that? Okay, our chicken is ready. I think you can see. This tells you, and sometimes it's a very nice trick for you to realize that your chicken, your deep fried chicken, is well cooked. If you just take some time and check across your pan from a distance, you'll see some kind of like a smokish thing from very far. You see? If I just lift it, I think you're going to realize there's some kind of smokish. You see? That smokish thing tells you that, you see, your chicken is well cooked and it's ready. So if you don't remove it from the pan right now, you need to have a challenge. So we are going to hold all the chicken like that and take our cooking like that. You can see. So I'll give it some time to, you're going to switch off the oil like that. So this happens to the rest of the pieces. And remember, as that was happening, we were lining our plates with some kitchen paper towel like that. So that it absorbs excess oil. You can see each and every single piece is well cooked. Yeah. So after some time, we'll get it off the paper towel and just put on a normal plate without the paper towel on it. So that's basically it, guys. As I told you earlier, you guys, you can see now a result of our deep fried chicken after doing our marinade the whole night, making sure that it soaks well and comes out really nicely. And as I've told you, we are always on TV47. You can catch us up. TV47 is on all the free-to-air channels. You can always catch us up from there. But still, you can also follow me personally on my Facebook page, I Cook You Eat. You can go to Twitter, you'll find I Cook You Eat _KM. You can go to Instagram with the same name, and then I have a YouTube channel, I Cook You Eat _KM. You can always follow us up there and get all these things and all these recipes well set for you. So that's it for today. Thank you, guys. I think we're going to do the next show with some more amazing stuff. Stay tuned and always watch TV47 for more.